Hello, thanks for watching this video on intensity lines and what that means. Often confused with travel lines and also often confused with poison lines or toxicity lines, allergy lines, the via lascivia. So I'm going to sort of break down what the differences are here, and also I'm doing a reading for this person at the same time. So this person sent me their palm, two pictures of their left and right palm through Facebook Messenger. Really not good images here, but I'll do what I can. This person is a water palm, so we have long palm and long fingers. And intuitive is the word, sensitive, creative, emotional, intelligent, and highly intuitive. The palm itself, and I've not gone over this yet in any of my videos, and I will do at some point. The palm itself is made up of, let's be a bit more accurate here, let's just do it very roughly, 4 separate quadrants. The first being how we show and how we communicate ourselves to others, and that's because it's comprised of Mercury and Apollo. And so Mercury being how we communicate and express, and Apollo being how we show ourselves and how we show off, our ability to, as actors and as creators, to express. So these two are sort of intertwined with each other. So this first quadrant here is how we put ourselves on show and express and communicate to others. The second quadrant is comprised of Saturn and Jupiter mounts, and this second quadrant is the ivory tower, it's known as. It's the quest for self-development, because Saturn is our upstanding principles and hard work and our planning and our practical nature, and Jupiter is our ambition and our drive and our decision making and our authority. So the two combined create this quest for self-development. Now the third is all around the imaginative realm, and that's because the lower segment, the heel of the palm here, is all around Luna, and Luna is imagination, it's restlessness, and it's creativity, and it's intuition as well, because often a Mercury line will curve around like this on the lunar mount, and it suggests someone with exceptional intuition, sometimes even extrasensory sort of foresight. So this third quadrant is the imaginative realm, and it's the ability to tap into the collective unconsciousness. And this person here has, I don't know if you can sort of see, this rectangle it droops down here on the heel of the hand here, and it's sort of providing them with an extra recess, an extra pocket of imagination for them to tap into. And whenever I do palm readings, I'm always talking about a person's strengths and how to play to those strengths, because palmistry is all about self-discovery. And when we know our strengths and weaknesses, we know how to avoid the mistakes we're continually making, and how to prevent those in future and tackle those problems. And also, when it comes to our strengths, we know how to play to those even more and utilize what we have. Now the fourth quadrant is all around our comfort zone, and that's because this is Venus, this is sex and love and all the pleasures in life, and our indulgence, and it's really all the pleasures in life. And Venus is obviously the goddess of love. It's familial relationships, it's our comfort zone, it's our family, it's our support, it's our home. And so it's security and all things pleasurable. So this fourth quadrant here is around love and support and pleasure. So there we are. That's a short sort of introduction on the 4 quadrants of the palm. So a poison line flicks off the lifeline like this, and it's sometimes confused with a travel line, and sometimes it's an intensity line is also confused with a travel line or a restless line as well. So there are some similarities here, and it can get a bit complicated. So a poison line, let's just sort of break it down. I'm going to color code things here. A poison line often flicks off the lifeline, heading towards Luna. A poison line is sometimes known as an allergy line, a toxicity line. Poison, toxicity, allergy, and the via lascivia line, they're all the same thing. And it can point towards someone who has an inability to get on with pharmaceutical drugs. Sometimes they're taking something that's been prescribed to them that's just not agreeing with their system. Other times it's they're allergic to several things, and their body has quite a sort of sensitivity to the way it breaks down certain chemicals, and so just having one or several allergies or being allergic to several things, that's sometimes what this line can mean. So it's important to look for other signs and symptoms in the palm of this sort of nervous, physical nervous disposition. So that's what this means. Also, it can be linked to those who take drugs. It points towards Luna, and this is sort of escapism. And it's escapism because Luna is the place of imagination and restlessness, this great expanse of what could be. And so often it's connected to this. However, it's not quite the same thing as, let's go for yellow, as this. So this is an escape line, or otherwise known as an addiction line. And this is where the two can sometimes become confused, the meanings of them, and just misinterpreting. So this person does not have a poison line or an allergy line, but they do have this sort of escape line, or sometimes known as a drug addiction line, a drug line, an addiction line. And there are varying meanings. It doesn't mean this person is addicted to anything necessarily. Maybe it's the thought of travel. Escapism, again, it strongly points towards Luna here. It's connected to the fate line, so that's quite a strong indicator that this person will end up traveling. And also they have what looks like, let's go with a different color here. So we have our example of our poison line coming from the lifeline. We have our escape line, and then we also have here an intensity line. Or is it the problem with having a poor image? The poorer the quality, the poorer the information I can get from it. Now, it does look here as though this person, go away, has a line reaching from their lifeline deep into Luna, and it actually gets deeper as it comes here. Now, an intensity line, so let's just go over the differences between a travel and an intensity line. And this is the tricky thing, because it's difficult to spot. It's very similar to a travel line, and especially with an image that's as unclear as this. An intensity line is a line that comes from Luna and touches the lifeline. And it doesn't necessarily have to touch. Sometimes it touches the fate line, but in order for it to mean an intensity around hyperactivity and the nervous system and one of the signs of ADHD, it has to touch the lifeline. And the reason why it gets confused with, and why I almost did, is because this line here, let's go for green, is actually a travel line, and it's restlessness as well. So it's a similar place, a similar meaning, but you can see that it's it's lower down, it's connected to the lifeline. At this age that corresponds in the person's life is when this event will happen. So this is actually an event now, but it also speaks about their character. This is actually a travel line. We'll go into this in a sec. This intensity line right here, as an example, is, as I say, it's one of the signs of ADHD. It's a sign of excitement, a craving to not necessarily take risks, but to explore and experience. And it can be one of the signs of someone that's more that has the potential to become addicted to drugs as well. So if you see an intensity line and an escape line, like this yellow line down at the bottom of the palm here, you know that you have someone that has the potential to, when the going gets tough, to turn to the bottle or other vices. So here we have a travel line, and we have this need for escape as well. This person wants to know whether or not they will be traveling to study in a European country. They also have a fate line. Let's go black. Reaching, it comes from low down on Luna here, and it's reaching into more of a sort of a practical place. A person with a fate line that's so far reaching down into Luna like this is someone with a purpose and a drive, and again a restlessness, and it shows the not the potential to travel, but the desire to travel. And also in Tibetan palmistry, a fate line that reaches this low down is someone that has unfinished business from a former past life, and if anything, it's certainly someone with an ambition that's not yet filled, that comes from a place of the unconsciousness. So I would say that yes to your question, whoever you are. You will travel. Timing the event is probably around the age of let's say 40, it looks. I'd really like a clearer picture of this palm. This person, I mean, just to go over who they are as a person now. So let's, end with the what all the lines mean. They went through a very difficult patch. So an absent father, for whatever reason. There's an island here, not that you can see it very well. So there's a clear, very rough patch during the teens and 20s. Anger as a result, and made a decision to move away from that. So they may well have literally moved away from that environment that was causing them considerable hurt. At the age that they're at now, they're taking a turn in their life. The headline is taking a turn in a different direction. And I say this because, let's just see here. On the left, you see the headline is very straight, and on the right palm, there's a different direction that's being taken here. This person is very complicated. There's a fork at the end of the headline on both palms. This shows someone who's able to look at things from different perspectives, that has an ability to be quite creative in that respect. It's known as the writer's fork. Actors have this, often lawyers and writers, of course. Psychologists as well, because of that ability to see things from different angles. And the headline also reaches down into Luna as it forks, and again, this is someone who has the ability to draw inspiration from this untapped unconsciousness as well. And so I've advised this, but I've said, are you a writer, because you would make a good writer. So this person will, I believe, travel at the age of around I'm going to say about mid-40s. You can see that at the moment they are studying, it seems, because it's really not a good image here. So why are they studying at this moment in their life? Because of the lines that reach upwards towards Mercury at the current age that they're at now, which is about mid-30s. So, and this is always the sort of the junction time in people's lives at 35. So we've got a very complex person, and as a result of difficulties in their past, they may have a tendency to turn towards unhealthy vices, and I think when the going gets tough, that's what this person may end up doing. So I'd advise not to do that. Of course, that's just easy for me to say. This is certainly an ambitious person, a sensitive and intuitive person, a person that has the ability to draw on their own experiences and utilize those as a strength in their life and I say that because of this sympathy line here, or better labeled as an intuition line. And again, that ties in with the strength of the fork at the end of the headline here. As I say, psychologists often have this, and it will lend well to someone who wants to get into the realm of writing, fiction writing, particularly drama or fantasy, but also someone who would like to pursue a career in psychology or that kind of psychiatric field. Also, this Jupiter finger is it's on the long side. The fingers are straight, especially Saturn and Jupiter. So the second quadrant that I spoke about before, this ivory tower, this quest for self-development, in many ways is complete, but there's still a quest here to search. And this is a person with strong moral values and an ability to use all of these positive attributes to positively affect their own life and others as well. So I hope that answers the question for this person that sent me these pictures, and also I hope this answers questions on the intensity line, travel lines, the toxicity, allergy, poison, or the via lascivia lines, and the escapism line as well, or sometimes otherwise known as the addiction line. So all of those lines are it's silly how there's no one name for lots of names for the same line, but they can also often be confused for the same line. And so I just wanted to sort of clarify here at the same time as provide someone with a reading. So I hope that makes sense. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.